Alrighty. Update number 6. Oh, fuck. Feeling alright this morning. Got my breakfast, my tea. Got to just sit down for a minute. It's pretty nice. Weigh about 223 this morning, so still on track with the bulk, which is good. Feels good to know that I'm not slacking on any of that. Kind of come to realize I don't know fuck all about anything. And yet I will have opinions and stances on things that I don't know enough about. And I'm going to try to be better about that. Even just talking with my mom last night, we were talking about certain things. And I wasn't making things up. They were bits and pieces of information I had heard that I was trying to bring together in my own head and project as a possibility, but instead I made it out as if that was the actual either solution or the actual facts, when I didn't fully have all the facts. And I could have just said, I don't really know, but this is what I'm thinking at the moment. And it wasn't until towards the end of the conversation where I finally was like, okay, like I don't know everything. I don't know a lot of these things. I tend to do that with a lot of, when I talk to friends and when I talk to family, is I'll project as if I do know what I'm talking about, and then I have to kind of dial it back and be like, really have no fucking clue what's going on. I have no idea what is what. Just something interesting to think about. Why do I have to have an opinion or a thought on something that I'm either not interested in or I really don't know anything about? Which is funny to say, that actually also comes from, I watched a podcast, Chris Williamson on Modern Wisdom, and he had Bonnie Blue on. I don't know if that's the most perfect person to take advice from, but she sounded intelligent, and I don't think there's anything wrong with taking advice from anybody. And she was saying she said she's not intelligent, and they were both Chris Williamson and Louis Perry were saying she is. And she said, well, in the parts that matter to her, she is, but in everything else, maybe not. Maybe she doesn't know the world's workings. I don't know the world's workings. It's not something that I'm supremely interested in. Politics, government, a lot of economics. I don't pay attention to a lot of what's going on in the world and what's happening outside of my area of expertise and what I'm interested in. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that when I really start thinking about it. Why should I have to know about everything if I'm not that interested? I don't think anyone needs to know everything. I don't think anyone can know everything. Just something I've been thinking about a bit recently. Also, this morning, went to bed really late. Well, I say really late, but I went to bed an hour later than I usually do, about an hour and 15. And woke up this morning to about 7 hours of sleep instead of 8. And the difference, at least for me, after consistently getting 8 hours of sleep for about 10 days straight, is palpable. I am so much more tired. I was pissy this morning. Thank God no one was awake and trying to talk to me. If someone had even said hello, I probably would have just moved away and tried not to talk to them. So probably for the best that no one was awake yet. Mood-wise, I'm a bit more tired, but I just feel more moody. Usually I've been feeling very even keel. I don't feel like things either excite me too much or piss me off too much. Yeah, today I can already tell. I was just cracking an egg, and it shattered a little bit, and that was it. I was done. I was pissed, about ready to throw the egg at a wall. Just another one of those weird to know once you start getting really good sleep or really start taking care of your health and trying to go to the gym and trying to sleep well and read and do all that. If you just take a day where you don't do it, you can really realize just how different it is when you don't get proper sleep one night. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. Been feeling a bit weird at the gym. I've noticed that I tend to stare off. I'll stare at people, whether it's women, men, in general. Make eye contact in mirrors, and it's really just me always looking around. I don't do well with sitting still necessarily. I don't do well with sitting down, listening to music, waiting for the next set, and just waiting and waiting. I like to move around. I like to talk. So if I have friends with me, which I usually work out with one friend, usually pretty okay. But even then, if they're doing their set and they're focused and I have nothing to do, I always find myself looking around and looking at other people. I'm looking at the desk. I'm looking at what everyone else is doing, and sometimes I end up staring at people, and I think that's just me being fucking dumb. Really intelligent, but also really dumb at the same time. I want to know what's going on, but I also forget social cues, and that you're not supposed to just stare at people randomly, just because you can. Like it probably seems weird, especially I feel bad for if I do it to a woman, and then I feel really bad because I'm like, oh, hear those things about people being creeps at gyms or people making them feel uncomfortable, and then now I'm like, I'm just feeding the problem, not even on purpose. I'm just fucking doing it because why not? It's not how I like it. It just sucks. I'm going to work on that. Not saying you shouldn't stare at people, but if you look over and notice that someone's looking at you and you look away, I don't think that's a problem. It's if you just keep on staring at them or like looking over at them, staring at them, that's a problem. So I don't want to be completely antisocial in the gym or outside of the house or when I'm doing things. I just also need to be more mindful of don't just lock in and fucking forget what you're doing and stare off into the distance and oh shit, I've been staring at someone for the last 10 minutes and they probably think I'm the weirdest person they've ever met. Small problems, first world problems that I have to deal with. But it's still, I'd say social anxiety has been getting better, which has been crazy. I don't know if it's just from doing these videos and releasing them, even if no one's watching, just releasing them and knowing that it helps me know that anybody could watch this. Anybody in the world, anybody. I could have my neighbor watch it. I could have someone down the street, someone I went to high school with, someone that I work with. Anybody could watch this and see me talking nonsense to a camera for however long, usually 5 to 10 minutes on these things. And it does seem to be helping me a bit with how I feel when I talk to people and when I'm just saying hello or good morning or trying to have a conversation. Though I do really need to work on my conversation skills because holy shit, can I not hold a conversation? I had a conversation with my neighbor the other day and it was so difficult to like keep it rolling because our dogs were playing and I mean, you know, I was asking questions and she was asking questions, but it felt, I could feel that there was this tension of just, like, I don't know what to say next. And we've never really talked and there's no, like, what's the next thing to ask and progression. And it's hard. Like, I am not a great conversationalist. This is not my strong suit. I'd like it to be better. I think I can get better at it. I don't want to say I'll never be good at it. I don't think that's true. I think I could get better. Even at work, I'll talk with one of my friends that I work with, and even then there's times where I just start blanking or I forget things or I don't know what to say next. The conversation dies. We both kind of just stand there and then I just walk away or he walks away and we just go back to doing our own thing because I just am not great at continuing that conversation. Except with my family, I'm fine, but you know, normal people, normal everyday life, I seem to suck. So Whatever. Something to work on. Another thing to continue trying to get better at, I suppose. I think that's about it for today, and see how the next 4 days go until the next update.